Incorporate text into multimedia presentation. Lesson 1. What is TrueType font? TrueType is a digital font technology designed by Apple Computer, and now used by both Apple and Microsoft in their operating systems. TrueType fonts are easy to manage because they are a single file. It is an outline font, which means that can be scaled to any size without distortion or loss of resolution. What is TrueType fonts? TrueType technology actually involves two parts. The TrueType rasterizer. TrueType fonts. The TrueType rasterizer, it gathers information on the size, color, orientation and location of all the TrueType fonts displayed and converts that information into a bitmap that can be understood by the graphics card and monitor. TrueType fonts. There are literally thousands of TrueType fonts available. Many of these fonts have simply been scanned and converted from other sources. Important aspects of typography. Always consider these most important aspects of typography when working with text. Font type, size, letter spacing. Many of these fonts are grouped together into font families, with each font in the family representing a different variation of the font after which the family is named. Most font families include the regular font face along with italic, bold, and bold italic variants. Some fonts have no variations at all, some may only have bold or italic. Serif has its origin in Roman stone carving. When most designers try to choose a serif font, Times New Roman is the first one that comes to mind. These types of fonts have a cleaner and more contemporary, fashionable or modern feel. They stand out as headlines, especially when placed near body text that's set in a serif face. Sans serif fonts are more readable at small sizes. The most often used sans serif fonts are Arial and Verdana. Century Gothic, Impact and Lucida Sans are some examples of sans serif fonts. The lettering and alignment in a handwritten font will be consistent, and if the font is well designed, the spacing should be good, too. Represent the vast majority of the fonts that are available for free online. Novelty fonts often make good starting blocks for logo design and decorative type elements. Use for illustrations and artwork to incorporate into the design of a website. To determine the size of your text, you must consider the purpose. 1. What's it for? 2. Who's its audience? If you want your text to be scanned easily, make it larger and less effort for the eyes. You must also consider your audience. For example, if your design is aimed at children or the elderly, a small font size doesn't seem advisable. We need to form a hierarchy of importance, with the most important elements occupying a larger font size. For example, the main headline would be the largest text on the page, followed by the subheaders and then the body text. See the pictures. Alignment and proximity. See the pictures. Occasionally, a gap created by wider spacing in one justified row will line up with a gap in the next row, and the next, and the next, and you end up with a canyon or river in your type, as shown in the previous slide figure. This can be distracting for the reader. Print designers can make adjustments to fix this sort of thing, but on the web, it's difficult to predict and impossible to fix. You must consider the readability of your text as a whole. Make sure your text is broken up into paragraphs of a sensible length, and if suitable, you can use images to further break up your text and make it easier on the eye. Hierarchy. Every typographic layout needs the essential element of hierarchy. Hierarchy defines how to read through content. It shows the user where to start reading and where to read through. It differentiates headers from body text. Although colors of text boxes, different size and scannable a layout. Contrast is the core factor in whether or not text is easy to read. Good contrasts will make text easy on the eyes, easy to scan quickly, and overall more readable. On the other hand, poor contrast will force the user to squint and make reading the body text almost painful, not to mention a lot slower. Density of text refers to the amount of words you place in one area. Density of content has a major impact on your content's readability. Density is affected by spacing options such as line height, letter spacing and text size. If you find a balance between all of these so that the content is neither too compact nor too widely spaced, you will have perfect density that is both readable and scannable. Separators are a simple and easy way to divide text into sections in a clean and organized manner. They can be used to divide hierarchy elements, such as headers and body text. They can also be used to divide content into sections. The simplest form of divider is a single line that plays a big role in readability. Another common way to divide content is to use boxes. Whitespace helps draw the user's eye to the text. The blank area, whitespace, forces the eye to focus on the text. Margins are one of the best whitespace elements and support text elements well. Margins also support the article in another way. They help separate content from the rest of the design and layout. Margins help define the long articles and its separation. Effects give typography some flair. Style the background. Keep the contrast. Textures work nicely. Bad kerning. Link styling.